But anyway, I want to talk to you about this thought. Why stay stuck on the problems when you can stand on his promises? I don't know about you, man, but what happens is it's easy to lose focus, and all of a sudden these problems come, and guess what? And we start focusing on the problems, and it seems like the more you focus on the problem, the bigger the problem gets. And so a lot of people, without realizing it, we get stuck in the problem, right? Stuck on the problems. And what happens is then this problem, when they say when it rains, it pours, and so you got this problem and you're focused on it, and then all of a sudden you notice this problem has a baby and there's another problem, and then that problem has a baby and there's more problems. And so what happens is people end up getting stuck on the problems instead of standing on the promises. See, sometimes God's going to allow you and I to have a Goliath problem so we realize we've got a David strength that we didn't even know we had. Oh, come on, somebody. I ought to get a heart or like on that one. I said, listen, my friend, listen, the giant in front of you, listen now, the problem in front of you might be gigantic, and the situation in front of you, yes, may be gigantic. But guess what? The giant in front of you is but a midget compared to the God who's inside of you. I said, the giant in front of you is a midget compared to the God who's inside of you and the God who's for you. Psalm 56:9 says, when I cry unto thee, then shall my enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. Man, when you know God's for you, you don't have to stay stuck in your problems. See, you can now stand on the promises. And when you're standing on the promises, my friend, he can give you that peace that passeth understanding. You say, I don't understand it. I know. That's why it's called peace that passeth all understanding. So he can give peace in the midst of a storm. But watch this now. But if you just keep staying stuck, here's what happens. God's trying to give us peace, but we keep trying to stay stuck in our problems, and we want to keep rehearsing our problems, my friend, and keep rehearsing our challenges instead of, my friend, standing on the promises. And so, my friend, I remember years ago from old hymn books, we would sing a song, Standing on the Promises, I Cannot Fail. So, stand on his promises. He promised to never leave thee nor forsake thee. Stand on his promises. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth them out of them all. Stand on his promises. Psalm 66:12. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou broughtest us out unto a wealthy place. Baby, ain't over till we get to our wealthy place. Stand. Oh, why stay stuck in your problem when you can stand on his promises? Stand on his promise. We are more than conquerors. Stand on his promise. Psalm 60:12. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Why stay stuck on the problem when you can stand on his promise? Stand on the promise, my friend. Get this down. Stand on this promise. 1 John 5:4-5. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world? But he that believeth that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So listen. I know there's problems. I know there's challenges. But see, you can have problems, but the problems don't have to have you. And the way you do that is by standing on the promises. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth them out of them all. So you can decide. You got a free will. Let me ask you a question. Which one do you decide? You want to stay stuck on the problem, or you want to stand on the promise? And there's some people that you want to just keep rehearsing and telling you the problem and keep telling you the problem and keep telling you the problem. Listen, instead of always telling everybody about your problems, I start telling your problems about God's promises. Oh, that's good. Come on, somebody give me a heart. Give me a like. You ought to give me a share on that one, because somebody needs to hear this. Somebody is so stuck in the problem that now their vision is clouded and all they can see is the problem. And yet there's some powerful promises. There's a word called trust. 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 And here's my acronym for trust. Hey, Elaine, I see you out there. Trust. Let me go ahead and give you a wave. Okay, there you go. So trust. Take refuge under spiritual truth. Trust. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. And when he directs your paths, he'll direct you. Don't stay stuck on your problems. You stand on my promise. Oh, if he promised to never leave me nor forsake me, if he promised that, if he promised there's no temptation taking you, but such as common to man, but God is faithful who will not allow you to be tempted above that you are able, but will also, watch this now, with the temptation, provide a way to escape. We get so stuck on the problem that we forget every problem has a twin, and that's the grace to overcome it. Come on now. So, question. Why stay stuck on the problem when you can stand on the promises? When you stand on the promises, you can have peace in the midst of a storm. When you're stuck on the problem, you worry, you fret, you can't sleep, you can't concentrate, you can't. Listen, TGIF, thank God I'm favored, thank God I'm free, thank God I'm forgiven. And my friend, thank God I've got a free will. So I choose. As for me and my house, remember Joshua 24:16, we will serve the Lord. So as for me, I choose to focus on standing on the promises instead of stuck in the problem. I like when somebody said a dog doesn't even bark at a parked car. Some of y'all have been parked on the side of life because of your problems. I'm not belittling your problems. I'm just trying to get you to refocus and start standing on the promises, because that's a whole lot better. Besides that, he said, whatsoever things are true and just and lovely and praiseworthy and so forth, think on these things. When you start thinking, you'll start thanking. And when you start thanking, come on somebody, he starts to do some things. Hey, Yvette, I see you out there. So this has all been about one simple thing. Why stay stuck in and on the problems when you can stand on the promises? And when you understand and trust how powerful he is, that even before the answer shows up, before the answer shows up, you can get excited knowing it's on its way. So, hey, Yvette, God bless you. Hello to you as well. So this is Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough. Remember, as Dr. Breakthrough, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides a breakthrough they desire and deserve. And the breakthrough is exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. If you've got some financial problems and issues, check out a website I've got, moneyschool.biz.